Welcome back once again to some more Combine. Myself, Saruman, and Gandalf are going to be casting this one for you, bring you some action.
I'm okay with either
Rhodesian,
ones.
Busy
Me too.
Apple, Crumbs the Cat, Naze, Angry Day QQ, Mustiak Kaz, Deathstroke, Black Panda, Berserker, and the All Cookie.
Now, Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White? Hindu, this is critical.
Grey.
I want Saruman.
Oh.
Gandalf the Grey is still... Oh, that's hard. It's hard.
You can't choose white, because everyone will choose white then.
So right away, though, we're going to see not as aggressive starts as we've seen earlier. No wards on the right side, which I think is fine. Typically, you don't need it unless you're... no wards from the blue team on right side. Typically, you won't need it unless you're on red team.
I'm not sure about the multi-start pot on Geb. You don't really... I mean, multi-potions are just... Multi-potions for me feel lazy. more than anything
Exactly.
else.
Thank you.
The reason they feel lazy is
I
the
don't wanna
fact that
click
you
twice.
should be going back to base to buy, you know, drop your wards and then base
for
and then
sure.
buy. But if he's choosing to do this, we'll see how it pays off for him. I mean, I'm not 100% certain on it. It just feels lazy.
I think
That's
the
my
most
personal
important thing
view.
with that is, as a Geb, you're not going to need the mana portion of the potions. Realistically, you're going to want your health potions are more critical early on.
When you pop a multi-potion, it's going to be for health or mana, isn't it? It's not going to be for both. It's very unlikely you're going to pop them for both at those exact moments that you pop them.
I think it's only
And-
useful is if you buy them and you also have another set of potions. So
It's probably-
you want to
honestly, it's
double
probably
up on
full
one of the
health.
things.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to double it, it's fine. It's probably 4 health, 2 mana is what you want to take as a Geb in the lane, so you can actually just stand there and be that brick wall meat shield that you want to be. At the same time as you kind of are very squishy and easy to pick early on, so the health potions are very, very valuable to you.
Definitely. I definitely agree. And multi-potions are fine, too, if you want to look for that early fight and you know you're not going to be
Ooh.
able to back.
I don't like this Nemesis rotation. She rotated and missed half the wave, and also is called out. Kronos is going to hear it or see it, and that's just 3 creeps she missed for no reason. And Ao Kwang's going to not be too much further ahead, but still, it's just a small little advantage.
Right.
Both the junglers did exactly the same thing. They both look for the gank instead of just coming into lane to farm it
Yeah.
more than anything else. And in doing so, they both lose experience because of it. So,
Gab
them
got
both
picked
down a
early.
little bit.
Only
But
had
Geb
a
gets
health
picked
potion.
early.
Can we roll that?
Yeah, we'll roll that back.
Roll that back.
We'll roll that back. We'll see once
Would a
the-
health potion have saved him? That's the question. He's already popped one of these multi-potions that I can see right now.
I mean, it's ticking your health higher. He doesn't even have one going right now, and he's low, and he gets picked up.
that was really nice from Anher.
That was
really nice from Anher.
fantastic by Honor.
Anher played
That
that
was
beautifully.
there was nothing he could have done better. There's absolutely nothing he could have done better there.
A health potion would not have saved him in that situation. I'll be straight up.
Maybe
I
if
was
he
kind of
had,
on
he
him,
had
but
the
no.
health and multi-potion ticking, it would have saved him.
Maybe. That was just fantastic
Yeah, no,
play
it
by
was. It was
Anher.
really well
I mean
played.
that was perfect jump. Positioned the Geb into a perfect spot where Anher could impale him into the wall behind him, and so all the creeps would aggro to him. That was fantastic play.
It's one of the things about Anher that a lot of people don't recognize is how aggressive he can be early on with that leap. Everyone always seems to forget it's a knock-up as well, and so you can play it so aggressively
Oh,
to
shock.
disperse people. So
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there early, but he took a lot of damage. He went. What did he have? Oh, he went hog to Smithy's 1, and then he just got Smithy's hammer. I don't know about that.
he started how to Smithy's. No. I
Yeah,
don't agree
no,
with that.
I just saw him buy Smithy's too.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably why he got beat up so much in this fight, especially against a Death's Toll Osiris early on. At the same time, we now know that apples beat cookies.
It's true. I mean,
Well, at least you know the first few bites of a 30-minute game. I don't know where I'm going with this. It becomes spawning though in about 20 more seconds.
I didn't know how to rescue. I couldn't keep that one up. I didn't know where
I
to
don't know
go.
where I was going, but it's fine. It's over with now.
This Ao Kwang looking to fight early, I like, but he is against an Agni, and Agni counters him pretty hard.
You say that, but there's a double taunt. It's a
I
little bit too
love
premature
what
though,
this
maybe.
Anher did. The Anher zoned Geb out from rotating, and now they're going to turn on the Agni, whose dash is down, and that's going to... Oh, he executed early.
The mess as well was really big as well, just to rub it in even more. But it's going to turn this one around now for blue team.
Great
Maybe that's to
taunt.
clean this up nicely. Tom's
Gold
good.
Fury. I'm being serious. Gold Fury.
Yeah, they should.
They're going to go for it. I mean, they're all really healthy
They
as
really
long...
should.
The Alquang
gotta
should
watch
make
the
sure not to
Apollo
get
ult,
picked.
though.
Is he gonna go up? No, he's not even gonna risk it.
Gotta
I
risk it for
would.
the biscuit.
You got to. We've seen it time and time again as Apollo's picked up like 1 or 2 kills every single time they've done it. This time just walking in and saying hi.
Yeah,
is
his
not gonna
mana
be enough.
was really low though, so he was basically committing to death if he ulted. To be fair, like if he ulted, his mana would be out. He was committing to death there, so he had to at least, if he wasn't going to steal it, which was unlikely, he would have to pick up a kill.
Absolutely huge for blue team. Again, the Gold Fury as well as both Harpies as well. Already as well, Cyrus was winning the solo lane, so every lane is now ahead for blue team. So I want to see how they're going to try and work and capitalize on this now. Would you consider like that decision making now should be just continue to farm because they're ahead, or should they be looking to extend this lead further with ganks and things?
For sure extent. I mean, Alquang is probably one of the strongest. Alquang does so much damage, and once he gets his boots and an attack speed item online, I think he should just keep pressuring the Nemesis, because Nemesis isn't incredibly strong early. She's okay, but she really shines in late game when she gets a couple items online, and Alquang is just, I think, going to be doing much more work early on.
Every time I look at this solo lane, the Osiris just has a chalk pressured so far
Yeah, he's an
under
800.
tower.
He has an 800
It's
gold
just-
lead.
Osiris is playing it really well.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm loving this on her. I'm gonna go back to that pick early. So Athena rotated in for mid cams, and on her literally just stood next in this little pinch part and zoned out Geb from rotating on the mids to secure his team. I'm really liking the decision making from this on her so far. I think Nas is playing it perfectly.
I think blue as a whole are playing really well
For
as a
sure,
team as
exactly.
well. I'd love to hear about the communications from this team to see if they were all talking on comms, because it comes across that they were all on the same page the whole game through. So, well, at least during the first start of this game, because it's been fantastic from the whole team, especially duo lane.
I'll be interested to see. I mean, the on her has a 600 gold lead as well. So like all across the board, even without Gold Fury, each lane seems to be ahead in gold. So that's very critical. They definitely want to be forcing stuff, especially since they have pin boots. I mean, look, they have two magical pin boots, and the other team doesn't have any boots finished. You definitely want to be looking to force the fights early. That 15 pin is astoundingly strong early on.
I'm surprised at how realistically passive Alquang's been throughout this game.
Yeah, he's
he's
definitely
got so
trying to
much burst
farm.
damage early. He can't really gank mid because it's Agni, and we know Agni's great in that situation. Left lane is potential because again, but Chark's definitely a viable target for him because he's going to be going full physical defense against this Osiris.
Yeah.
And that just means he's burst heavy, burstable down, especially with an Osiris to tether him as well. I mean, they could really look for some abuse there, especially now that Gold Fury's down. I want to see Alquang maybe look for this right-hand lane or left-hand lane to gank now that he's not got no threat of a Gold Fury.
He needs to go left.
Well, he needs to go left now because the illness have come out. This is really nice from red team now. That should be a free pick onto Athena.
Yeah, she's probably going to die, but she's doing a great job of surviving long enough for Alquang to rotate in here. And this should be a call that Nemesis dashes down, and they're going to go on Geb here.
Angry Day's rotation is really good here too. He's actually
That
going
was
to be
great.
Agony in from mid.
Great execute as well.
Good as to help clean up. Can he get out? That was a question. He's still got his ultimate available, so he's not going to be too much of an issue with rewind available online. So another quick picks coming out, and that was more.
I don't like I don't like how long it took Alquang to rotate. And what happened was he kind of positioned himself behind this red right at the start, looking to steal it or looking to pick someone rotating. Didn't work out. He started rotating down towards mids, which weren't even up yet or spawning. And then Nemesis actually cut across that ward under the blue, and he still didn't rotate. He waited for them to get engaged on, and then he decided to rotate. So a little bit of a slow reaction coming out from him. I think he's playing well, but I think he should be putting a little bit more pressure across the map. Being a little bit more aware, I think.
I can understand what you're saying with that. So we're about 8 minutes into this one now. Who stood out for you so far? I mean, I know it's kind of early on, but like
I
we
like the
always
on
look towards
her
the end.
and the Chronos. I think they've been playing very well. The Athena as well has been playing fantastically. I think those
I
are
like.
my three that I've really. I think the on her the most hasn't. I think on her has impressed me the most out of all the players, though.
The one person that's impressed me so far on the red side of things is actually Nemesis. She's not had the greatest of games, but she's still looking for a potential gank. She's still rotating around the map, trying to make something happen for a team. And trying to keep the pressure on where possible. So I like Defiance. Is it Deathstroke? Deathstroke. His decisions there have been quite smart to actually try and make something happen. But there's not a whole lot he can do if the team is, all so far behind in terms of lanes as well.
They're pressuring the speed, but they don't have the timer on it, and they're gonna have to back off of it.
They're not really losing too much. I mean, Kronos loses a
Yeah.
little bit mid, but Al Kwang's not really losing much. Only his red buff's available, so he's got to wait for Kronos anyway. They've got the potential to do this, and the Cyrus is just getting free farm and free tower pressure here on this right side. And Gold Fury's back up now, so we'll see what happens in the next Gold Fury, because I expect blue team should fight this again. Hopefully we'll see something out of red that shines light on this game for them as well.
Yeah, I think blue definitely needs to force a fight on this. I think they need to look for a pick. Realistically, the best person to pick outside of Geb is Agni, because you don't want to have to deal with the Agni bombs coming through for a team fight. But we do actually have Durgius here, a competitive support player. He's actually one of the scouts for this game. Durgius, how you doing, man? Who really impressed you?
I'm fine. I'm doing good. How's everyone here?
Doing
I'm assuming
great.
we're all well.
Not bad. Not
okay,
better now that
general-
you're here, though.
Yeah, I imagine you'd be quite sad that they decided to pull me up, Hindu.
Of all the
Um,
people we could have got, eh?
Yeah, I know.
I did
right?
it just for
Gen-
you, Hindu.
Yeah,
It's so you could
Okay.
rip him
Peckies
apart.
loves me.
I do
He's
love
good,
you.
dude.
I do love
He's
you,
good.
Durgius.
Okay, so Angry Day, I'm pretty impressed with him because this game is one of those games where it's just like, okay, there's a little bit of a skill difference that you can kind of notice between the two teams.
Mhm.
Whether that's to do with the picks, but basically the Kronos mechanically was really impressive. I spent a lot of time watching him and seeing what he was doing. Angry Day is pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with, well, later on in the game, the Agni impressed me a little bit because the Thanatos falls behind and Agni manages to stay somewhat relevant.
Thanatos?
Yeah, not Thanatos.
Team
Yeah,
Thanatos.
Team Thanatos.
Oh, sorry, I was confused. I was like, what game are you watching? Like, you're supposed to be a
For me,
scout.
though, the really impressive thing about Team Thanatos, even though the game's fairly one-sided, is that their nemesis, Deathstroke, his comms are really, really good. Like, from behind, he's, like, staying positive, being like, okay, we're behind, but this is what we need to do. We need to do this, get wards and that. And for me, that's a really good aspect. So I feel like if he gets better mechanically, then he could definitely be relevant, just from a communication point of view. But for me, like, the big recommendations are the Kronos from Team Geb, and probably the Alquang as well. His rotations kind of dictated most of the early game for me.
How do you feel about Anher?
It's one of those games where everyone's ahead, so it's
Yeah,
really hard
okay.
to like pick people out. You know what I mean? Like the Anher it was a solid game from everyone. I get, you know, I can't go, oh wow, this guy's absolutely amazing. He like 360 no scope, impaled the guy into the wall and killed him when he was 9 levels behind, because that's not what happened.
Yeah.
But it was just a solid
Did
game.
Did he
for
pull
everyone
off a
to get.
360 no scope
It
impale?
was a 180, but
No,
it was a
no, he
180.
didn't.
I mean, if he pulled off a
It was like a
360, I'm
90.
picking him up now. Like, I'm forming a team around him if you can 360 no scope.
Why would you want a 360? It makes no sense because you're just facing the same direction you started in.
It's
It looks
for
cool,
show,
dude.
Hindu.
So
I don't
what-
understand these stupid MLG mechanics you all talking
Ask
about. It
Scott
doesn't make sense to
Gandhi. You
me.
casted with him. This is all Scott Gandhi's wrong. But
It's
I do
not
want
all
to speak
Scott
about
Gandhi.
what just happened here, and we talked about it a lot last week. Talked about it a lot earlier this week or yesterday. Red did a rotation to right lane to get a pick, and blue team immediately recognized that and forced gold and got it. So
Yeah.
they lost
at,
one
like,
on
3
right,
minutes
and they
40.
picked up gold theory. Completely worth.
I'm really
I love
glad
it when
though
stuff like
that you
that
noticed the
happens.
nemesis, honestly, Dirge, because I feel like watching his play, it looked like he was trying to make something happen still for his team, and I felt like maybe his comms were actually showing in that as well. So noticing based off that is a good thing. Yeah, well, I think that's pretty much all there is to take out of this one. Is there anything, like, as the game goes on, did you see much of the solo laners? Because, I mean, Apple versus Cookie, Apple got the early game, and it looks like
I
the
mean,
team
it's
just...
one of
continue.
those solo lanes where like the Chak Osiris matchup isn't amazing for Chak as is, and then Chak dies like early on. There's not really much you can do apart from try to stay relevant.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those solo lanes. Really, it's really hard to judge everyone from one game. You can get like a decent idea, but you know, it's unfortunate. Chak got solo killed due to a small mistake, and then the lane just snowballed out of control from there. Really,
Mhm.
although Osiris doesn't apply as much pressure as I feel like he could. He did a good job in getting ahead in the first place.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you for joining us, Dages. Guys, we'll be right back with more Combine action after this very short intermission. Welcome back once again to yet another EU Combine game. I'm joined once again by SpongeBob and Patrick as we bring you all the action from this one. Mr. Country, Flame First, Alexum, Shadow Venom, Happy Night QQ. I swear that's the third game I've seen him in today. Greep, Arthic. Yeah, Arithic. That's how I should say it. Stactimus Prime, Princian.
What was that?
Is that good? Is that good? No? Sorry, chat. Sorry,
my
chat.
ears.
My bad. It was worth it. Blame the player with that name. That's not my fault. But it's not my fault.
No,
Yeah, you do.
it's part of the name. You kind of have
It's part
to.
of the name. You have to pronounce it like that. Yo, blame Hercules. Blame Hercules, okay? If people want to make the names like that, then it's their fault, not mine, okay? I'm just pronouncing them as I envision they should be pronounced, okay? Do not blame me.
So we actually have a Herc Thor. I really think they should be looking at it. But like Herc Thor is incredibly strong.
Mhm.
And look at this. Yeah, this Herc's already been. Go to the speed buff. Finish it. It's not happening fast.
I think, did Thor just delay a little bit on doing it? I think he did, just to make sure he got the experience, that was why. Thor just wanted to make sure he got the experience, that was the key thing there.
Ooh, I've been talking and my mic was muted. That's why it's been incredibly hard.
Good work, good work.
Blame Peckies. Blame Peckies.
Whoa, wait, what?
Happy Knight played that really, really well. Shadow Venom was in a lot of trouble on Ymir in that lane just then, and he actually just body blocked all the autos from Rama to make sure that Shadow Venom didn't take too much damage. He's taken the damage himself though, and he's cost him his health potion, but hopefully he can sustain back up now and probably try and turn this around thanks to that nice hug coming out from Shadow Venom. Good freeze, but a great
was a
shield coming out from
fantastic
Septimus
shield.
Prime.
They're
The
gonna
shield
turn
is
this
what's
around,
cost
first
him in
blood.
life there. Shield was huge.
Shadow Venom took way too long to do what he wanted to do. I like the idea, but it was just
Apollo might answer this.
slow. Yeah, I don't know if he has the damage, and the Rom's doing a fantastic job for body
Yep.
blocking for his teammate. Good job from both these players. I don't know if I like that
go
dive
in,
in.
though.
I don't like that dive in. He's tanking archers, but I like the combination of these two dual lane players, Arctic and Stackimus Prime.
I like the response from the Apollo too. He made the best of a worse situation and still tried to pick something up.
I do like the fact that he didn't back out though, as well. Like even though he got aggressed on by that rollout from Rama, he just stood there and went, "Okay, let's fight." Like I've still got archers here. I'm in a fine position. I'm not overextended too much. I'm quite happy in my position. If you want to fight me here, we can fight. And he didn't back up, which is really, really good play from Hunter.
So good camp splitting coming from both these mid and junglers. I think they're doing a good job of rotating, grabbing their red buff, grabbing their back harpies. Thor's 5 here, so actually no, I lied. He's 4. He's not even close to 5, so he can't really. He can aggress onto this, but it's not too good, and that ward's gonna spot him out, and this blue team's just gonna back off.
Yeah, both the mids are already level 5. Both the junglers will be hitting level 5 relatively soon. You can see Circuit should hit it off this
Thor will
wave.
not be 5 for this if he backs.
Oh.
He needs to go mid. He needs to grab this, go mid, and split the experience. He
How did
can't
end up falling
back.
behind? Not sure how he ended up falling behind in that situation.
It's because they delayed the blue buff, I think, and it just slowed him down. Because they got the speed, and they tried for the blue invade, but they took so long on speed that they couldn't do it.
Well, I'm interested in the supports as usual on the rotation for these mid harpies because they should both be aware that they're up right now and they're both actually still fighting in lane at this moment in time. And they're both going to be late for him, which means it'll be
Yeah,
a
but
2v2
Geb has
fight.
rollout. Like, he has rollout. He
Exactly.
can get there either way.
Exactly. Well, he's going to get there for the left ones inside.
He's gonna
Right ones will
get there
go all the
right
way
in
to
time for
4.
Sylvana or Circuit to go.
Ooh, Rom committed way too hard to this. He's gonna get a kill, but he will get picked up for it. But to be fair, he baited Circuit to it.
Right.
I don't think the Circuit needed to rotate. I think they had it without the Circuit, but the Circuit will pick it up.
I'm gonna have to disagree there because Geb could have easily rotated to that and shielded over the wall there, and Rom could have rolled out. I definitely think the Circuit needed to go over there, and she wasn't gonna get mid camps by herself with 3 people at left.
That's true. Who grabbed rights? Did you happen to
I
notice?
did not see.
Thor got rights.
Okay, so red team got both left and right harpies.
Yep.
That's
Thor got-
pretty big. I don't
got
know
both.
if I like I like the idea of him trying to slow the Ymir's rotation, but he committed himself to death basically, and he also wasn't 100% going to secure that Ymir. He had to hit, I think, 2 or 3 of his ult shots to hit it. So I don't know if I was the biggest fan of that ROM play.
I
Even though
think
he
it still
traded
keeps
one
him
for one.
even in lane though, because he got 2 kills. Because he now got 2 kills in this lane, got the first blood obviously, and then the second kill there, and still managed to pick up most of that wave. So he's still even with his Apollo. It wasn't the greatest play in the world, let's be honest, about diving in, but he's not lost anything because of it. So it's not all bad news.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like we had a DC. Hope, yeah. Pause is going to come out here. We'll fast forward through it here very shortly.
Yeah. And there it is.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for the Ymir. He's pretty far behind as is, and DCing there is going to put him even further behind. He doesn't have enough boots to enough gold to finish off his Midas yet, so he's really going to be in a bad spot. And red team, scummy, but whatever. I mean, you take advantage of the DC there, and they're going to put a lot of pressure onto this blue buff, and they will steal it. This Apollo is going in on this Geb. Great wall, though, into a freeze. Geb's going to try and roll out there, and he's going to get out just barely. That was I really like that wall from Ymir, though. That was a nice attempt on them to bring it back in.
Rom just hit all 5 astral arrows onto the Apollo. Now he's going to be in a lot of trouble here as Rom rotates over. Last snipe's going to hit with the card.
He is doing a great job with his Rom snipes.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh.
That was a good rotation from Jean, though, and that Kraken was really unfortunate. Now they might be able to pick him up as well. That card's going to hit. Thor might be able to save the day.
Gold. It's a little risky, but no, actually, this is the.
No, it's not risky at all.
Yeah,
Not
4v1.
risky at all.
5 minutes.
Perfectly fine scenario. They can have Rama tank this one up. It's not going to be a big issue for them. Let him tank it. Everybody else can sustain back up to fall or just position themselves ready for the possible Circuit. Circuit's not even going to contest either, I don't think. Or if she does, she's going to be very late.
Yeah, she's gonna roll up in here, but she doesn't really have much. Yeah, there's no way for her to get in. The only option she realistically had was to try and burst Thor and pop her ult on like multiple people.
Well, mid-caps are spawning and Geb's going to stick around for them. He's going to be able to get them too, because nobody's going to really rotate around for them, I don't think. Looks like both of those are going to go to red team as well. I'm trying to see, like... I'm not sure who's really standing out for me right now. I don't know why. I just feel... I can't pick someone
like this
individual
ROM.
right now.
I think this Rom is doing a great job not only in lane, but the only decision I didn't like was him slowing down Ymir for a not secured kill, and basically securing his. I thought I'm gonna rewind this year. We missed a kill on solo lane.
Yeah.
It looks like the Hercules is just getting poked really low. He doesn't have an active yet. He just right now he needs to back. If he's going to buy teleport, he needs to back and use it. I think he just gets greedy trying to stay in this lane.
Yep.
At the very least, he needed to ult there and clear the wave. He had enough mana to do it. Instead, he tries to full clear the wave when he was low mana to begin with. He just gets auto attacked down. That's simply it. Just poor decision.
Should have just ulted. If you wanted to clear that wave before backing, should have ulted and then just faced. That's all that should have happened there. He would have lost like 2 creeps to the tower maximum, the big ones. The small ones would have all died to the boulder, and it would have been a full clear. So just a small misplay.
Looks like we have another pause coming out. A couple pauses in this game. Looks like
Pause, boys.
yeah, another person DC'd. We'll try and get the coach or one of the scouts in here sooner rather than later this game and see how teams did. But it looks like we will have a rotation onto this Rom here. Good ult from him. Let's see if the Geb can get in position to shield him. I think he's going to be in it. Let's see if he can get it off just in time. Yeah. Good job coming out from the Geb. And they're actually going to turn that fight. Paula went a little too far. Deep into it.
Yeah, just a little too much. So I'm a little bit behind because when we fast forward through, it takes me a few seconds to catch back up, it seems. So
Yep, for sure.
was a few. Yeah, just looking itemization-wise, there's nothing too crazy coming out in terms of build. Everyone's still working on boots and things for 8 minutes in. Kind of standard.
The Zhong's had great rotations. He went for an early Greater Aegis 3, which I'm overall a fan with. Because he doesn't have mobility, he could very easily get bursted by a Circuit Poseidon combo. And the fact that he has that is just securing him for staying alive. He's also ahead, so there's really... He's delaying his build a little bit, but it's not putting him behind the Poseidon.
Prince is doing a very good job in this mid lane on this Zhonghui as well. Like to be pushing Poseidon to tower consistently. Now got a level lead. His rotations have been good. I mean, for him to rotate quicker than a Poseidon to these fights, like in terms of the duo lane that we saw earlier on, that's not an easy task to do as someone as Zhonghui against a Poseidon in lane. So
I agree.
This kind of picking up. I mean, if you notice as well, he's already maxed Aegis in this lane. So now he's going to be working on build after that. So he's already got his defenses online. I like the fact he's gone for a fast Aegis. Maybe rank 3 is a bit too much, but, you know, having the full Aegis means you can use it a lot more often. So every single Kraken, basically.
Yeah. I'm interested to see... This Osiris, actually, another pause comes out. This Osiris actually has a Sentry Ward, another pretty early one. Yeah, we're gonna work on getting the scout here as soon as we can for you guys for this one, and really see how the game played out, because it looks like there's multiple people having issues on it during this game, unfortunately. So Hindu, who's impressed you out of anyone?
This was one of the issues that I found with this game. I'm just not sure so far. I mean, we're only 9 minutes in. It's been kind of difficult for me to really have anyone that stood out. I think Geb's shields have been very, very good and on
Yes.
point. His rotations have been okay too. I've not been upset with his rotations. So Geb from that sort of aspect. Robert is Apollo, I'm not so sure. Jean Kui for me in the mid lane right now. He's performed amicably. Even when he's got Circuit Genkin in right now, I think he does a good job by the
They
looks of
turned
it.
that perfectly. But we do have NQ in here, as we do see that turnaround kill come from both of them. So NQ, how are you doing once again, and who impressed you this game?
What's up? Long time no see. So, well, most impressed me was nearly everyone except the Hercules.
On red
Like,
team?
honestly, early lane, like, and Team Loki I'm talking about. It's like the Gap and Rama, like having the early pressure, out pushing a Ymir, getting
Yeah.
the kill. Then you see Rama body blocking for the Ymir. Like afterwards, he's dashing into him again, like pressuring him. Apollo has to dash out. He gets the lane pressure again. They start snowballing from there. Then you have 4, getting early lead with Shankui. They're just controlling the mid lane, ganking all the time.
For sure.
4 gets ahead, he's like not. That's what I like about him. He's not falling into this farming thing again. He gets a lead. He looks for ganks. Like he just keeps pressuring them. He takes every breath out of the enemy team. They have no room for recovery.
Okay.
And just keeps doing that all over again with the.
If there was one person, if you were forming a team, right, and you would take one person off of red team, who would it be?
Probably. I hate you. They were all good. I'd say 4. Like,
Thor?
He just
Okay.
kept gang. Like he kept putting so much pressure on them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say 4.
Awesome. Thank you, though, NQ. And we're going to be right back once again, guys. We're going to bring you another game from one of the 2 o'clock slots. This has been the EU Smite Combine.
Welcome back once again. More Combine action on your screens brought to you by myself, Helga, and Arnold. Aiden Alvladon, Stimleon, Akatsuki, Saber-toothed Tiger, Tyrannosaurus Rex. No, that guy's not in here. Sorry, that was a Power Rangers reference. Dino Boots, Loxy Poxy, Wizzles, Maple Arrow, Sniffler, and Sinister V are going to be involved in this one.
Early grouping by red, too. I think they were just looking to ward. Yeah, they were looking to help him ward. But I actually really like their fight level 1. I think they have an incredibly strong level 1 fight on red team, and I'm surprised not seeing them go deeper looking for a pick.
It is strong. I guess they're just worried about Arachne. Like, Arachne early on can really cause a few issues
for
for the
sure.
team with the spiders as well. But yeah, you were right. They did definitely have the stronger fight at the early stages.
Yeah.
What I mentioned we're going to see quickly looking for Arachne versus a Hercules. That'll go backwards and forwards. Generally in Hercules' favour, unless Arachne really plays that really, really well. Vulcan in the mid lane going to be up against Scylla, so Vulcan's going to have lane dominance there. So keep an eye for the early rotations coming out from mid lane, looking to invade potentially. Coming out from the other side, especially with Sylvanas and Apollo in this duo lane as well. This is a high possibility that blue team could really invade on this red buff early on and put the pressure onto the red team right at the start of this game.
I mean, yeah, they could put the pressure on everywhere as right at the start. The Arachne should definitely be looking at this blue. She should have let the spiders go. They're going to elect to just go for their own blue. I don't know if I agree with that. Excuse me, I would have liked to see them force the fight there maybe on that blue buff.
Yeah, try and go for it. I mean, it is a Hercules and Humbats early on. Not the most strong person to contest a level 1, so it would have been definitely better to see Arachne and Nemesis go in there and try and like bully them down. But I guess they just wanted to play safe than sorry.
Yeah, I do. It's kind of a weird start by Arachne. She put her spiders down. She's gonna get pulled. Does not have the driving strike though to go under tower, so pretty lucky there. She put her spiders down at red.
I like what blue team did there. They actually knew red team were going to rotate around the back for safety, so they froze the wave as long as possible to deny creeps to this duo lane as well. It's only a small thing, but it really does pay off, especially when you're in a positive matchup like this, to put the pressure on Ellie, force them out into lane, and now they're going to look for the pick on Ymir, who's got a good freeze onto one, but Sylvanas doesn't really have anything to follow up with, unfortunately. It's a good job, though. Push it into tower one more time.
Yeah, and a good job by Apollo there to avoid the heart bomb going on to the
grouping.
minions. It's just, that's something that some people don't really think about, and it's good to see him do that there.
Well, Baz is rotating mid lane. There's no ward here, but he's got a Nemesis behind him, so they know he's about. Vulcan definitely got called on that by his positioning. He doesn't have to worry too much. His turret's doing all the work for the most part.
He waited too long in that jungle, though, and he missed, I think, most of those creeps in mid lane because of that.
All the creeps. All the creeps.
Wow.
I think.
Over on left,
nice
we're actually
body
gonna
block
see, yeah,
from the Ymir.
we'll rewind that. I caught the end of that there.
The Cupid and Ymir to be able to pull this off, that's pretty big. Honestly, this lane should
The
definitely
Cupid
be
just
sold.
hitting every heart
Yeah,
bomb.
that's what Cupid is about. If you miss your heart bombs, you're going to lose. If you hit them, you're going to win. And the Cupid's not using them to clear wave. He's using them to constantly keep pressure on the Apollo,
Harass.
and Apollo can't clear the lane safely.
The wall and the body block from Sniffer
Right.
was really good as well.
Yeah.
They were really fun. Now going to get an invade on the right as well from Bats. He's looking to try and steal this away. It's a bit risky against
I
the Vulcan
don't
Nemesis.
like what he's doing here. He's already behind.
He doesn't even get it either, unfortunately.
Yeah, so he's really far behind. I would have liked to see them invade speed, especially since their
still
dual lane
could.
had a ton of pressure. The
Yeah.
speed was honestly free, and he obviously knew that they were at red because he went to contest it. If he had gone speed, not only would have been a free buff, but he would have denied speed to Nemesis.
But
Which is
they
incredible.
could have right now. I mean, after the duo lanes pressure this, look, those two have got nothing to do apart from just sit here. They could have all gone speed as a group.
Yeah.
This was just a comms thing, I think, more than anything else. This was
sure.
potential for the whole team to realize this was available, instead of just going for their own red and their own safe option with that first
I
blood
think
going
it's primarily up to the Hunbats to make that call, though.
I feel like it's something that they invested in because they had it warded. So they had that in their strategy from the start, is they wanted to invade that red buff. And it's just not something. There was other options on the table that they maybe should have reconsidered.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think, like you said, the whole Bass probably should have caught it. He should have been saying, can we go for speed here? And duo lane should have been responding like, yeah, we can definitely go speed. We've pushed them all out, we've got nothing to do, so let's go for it. But mid-harp is coming up in 20 seconds time, so keep an eye on the supports for their rotation at the start of this one.
But neither of these supports have like really strong rotation, so we'll see what happens there. They're
Ymir's going to win the race.
They're both going to go separate. Is Hunbats is 5, and they have Scylla at 6 too. So this could be a very, very strong fight for them.
They should definitely
glad
look to
that
fight.
Bass is going
Hunbots
this
is in a
way.
great position right here.
That was that was fantastic.
Oh.
What?
I don't like anything that the Scylla just did there. I think every decision she made in that fight was the wrong one. Every decision she made in that fight was the wrong one. First off, she used Sentinel to get to mid-cap, so her escape was down. After that, she waited entirely too long to use her Armor Monster, and when she did use Armor Monster, she missed terribly. And that was just unfortunate. Her mechanics
other
didn't
hand,
seem to be
though,
there.
Vulcan played that really well.
Yes.
He knew exactly what was going to go on in that situation. He saw the Hunbat's ultimate rotate around. He saw Scylla jump over the wall. And instead of jumping all the way in there with the rest of his team, he just did a max range ultimate with Vulcan and just hit everybody in that team fight and then picked up a kill because of it. And that was really, really nice from the Vulcan play, honestly. His team should have known that was going on as well. And it worked out really well for them overall. I'm surprised they both survived as well, which is even bigger. And they got right harpies as well.
Yeah, definitely well played.
The
by,
wall was good from
Vulcan.
Ymir, though. I'll give you Ymir credit there. That wall was perfect. It kept them all zoned in for Scylla. All Scylla had to do was hit ult. And they were both dead. But she missed, so... Upset.
Just a little sad.
Boys.
Good,
Just a
good
little bit.
meatball. A lot of harass coming out onto the Scylla now. Vulcan should have this
Yeah,
lane
he should.
advantage.
He should,
like,
especially with even without the kill, he should be winning this. But with this kill, he should definitely look to keep the pressure onto. He should be hitting that magma bomb every single time. And he's maxing it too.
And minions.
Yeah, he's maxing it too. So he's definitely looking to harass the Scylla out, which I think is the correct choice there.
And he's doing it the right way too. I mean, he's positioned his turret away from the minion wave, which is the correct play. Trying to make sure Scylla goes for it when she does go for it. Magma bomb is connecting as well. So, and now he's looking for rotations after pushing the lane. So we'll see where he ends up going with this one right now.
This
Let's go
Arachne,
for Ward, actually.
I'm like kind of looking at this Arachne out of the corner of my eye. He's playing a very dangerous game. He's been sitting like next to the Herx Tower all game, so very confident in his play. I do have to say this Arachne is very confident in his lane
Against-
matchup.
He's confident, but against the Hun Bats and the Hercules, I would have liked to have seen him go for an early Witchblade. Or because he could have gone for a Witchblade rush, which is fantastic on Arachne anyway, and we all know how strong it is. It given the mobility he needs instead of going for these boots rush. But I don't think Herc's necessarily playing the matchup perfectly because he should be trying to bully her a little bit more in this lane than I feel he is doing.
I agree. Especially if she's playing like at the edge of that tower, like we're seeing.
Yeah. It's not an easy matchup for Hercules, though, in fairness. Arachne is pretty good in that matchup. Just because of her sustain, beat shores during the early stages more than anything else. And that's a good border from that Hercules, actually. He's just going to clear the way to back. I'm pleased he's done that. It's something we saw earlier. And Arachne's decision to go in and take 2 tower shots to stop him backing is a good call as well. But she might get punished from bats.
Thanatos is still
This is so
focusing on
risky.
this red.
This is so risky.
He's gonna reset it, and he'll just burn the Nimble. I don't really like that Nimble.
I mean, with Hercules backing as well, he's got 3 possible targets that are going to be there that are going to cause him issues. It's really, really risky to try and go for that. And the risk-reward factor is just not high enough.
I agree. Red team secures left. Let's see if they secure rights. We're actually going to see Hunbats come underneath. They need to be careful here. The Scylla, while she has ult, that's all she has. Like, she has enough mana for 1 ability and her I'm a Monster, and no health. And it looks like the Vulcan just free ulted.
He tried to hit
The
Scylla
Scylla?
for
Okay.
fun. Well, maybe for fun or anything else, but that meatball's going to connect. 1 backfire. Oh, if he didn't choose to drop the turret and hit the backfire, she was probably dead.
This Cupid hits every single heart bomb. Every time I look over at this lane, he's hitting every heart bomb I've seen. He's playing Cupid fantastically. Oh, he
has
one.
to do that.
I lied.
There you go. That'll teach you.
But Ymir's rotating in. Let's see. Nah, Paulo recognizes it. He's got a ward.
Yeah, and Vulcan's still doing the same thing too to the Scylla in mid. He's just hitting every meatball. And really keeping her forced out. Sorry, dude.
No, it's fine. I was going to say, it's surprised he's not got a bigger lead considering the situation he's got himself into right now. The gold are actually even and experience. I'm pretty sure they're almost matching right now. So he's got a very small, minute lead on experience, but I'm surprised he's not got himself further ahead. I'd like to see him try and rotate now. Because he's abusing this lane so much and putting the pressure on her that he should be able to rotate a little bit and try and make his impact known elsewhere in the game.
Yeah, especially this dual lane, because I'm pretty the Cupid's pretty decently ahead. I feel he's 500 gold ahead.
I mean, Cupid's one thing, and look at this. We're gonna see the Humbats coming with that as well. Savant is dead here. I like the fact he didn't use his ultimate. Humbats did not use ultimate. That was really smart of him. He could have, but he chose not to.
There's no need for it.
Exactly, that's the point. Like sometimes people burn them because they're panicking about making sure they secure the kill so much, but he knew it was done. But then talking about Vulcan as well, like he could go for the dual lane, but I'd like to see him go solo because Arachne's beating up this Hercules very well, and it only really needs 1 rotation to actually bring down this Hercules in no time at all right now with how it's being played.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it's just going to come down to that. If I rotate, are we going to give up that Gold Fury that, we've been seeing not really anybody abuse the past couple of weekends, so we'll see with this speed buff rotation if he's going to go for that for the gank on the Hercules, if the Nem will rotate over there and sort of help out a little bit.
That's the thing about the Combine though. I mean, it's difficult to judge the Gold Fury contention and the calls because they don't know each other. This is like a ranked game more than anything else, They don't know each other, they don't have trust in each other, there's no official shot caller, so the Gold Fury calls are generally always going to slack because of that.
Right.
This Vulcan keeps applying the pressure onto the Scylla, which is smart. It's exactly what he needs to do. But like you said, I'm surprised he's not ahead. Like he's actually behind in gold, which I'm very confused about.
I'm pretty sure he could kill her right here if he hits a knock up into an ult.
I think that's the key. Like he could kill her,
especially with Sylvanas there. Sylvanas just had to hit 1 pool or 1 root.
But that's for me. That's credit for this Scylla. Then if she's actually managing to keep up in gold and getting harassed,
no, that's true. She's doing a fantastic job of farming.
It may seem a bit risky that she stays in lane as long as she is doing, but she's surviving.
I mean, she's out farming everyone. She has the most XP per minute.
Although the reason she's getting hit by all these meatballs is because she's not turning around to run away. She's just backpedaling the entire time.
She should be dead now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That Vulcan ult was huge.
Vulcan
Absolutely
ult
huge.
was great. The Vulcan's hitting. It's typically you don't see a lot of Vulcans hit all their ults. That was a great wall here. Cupid rotating into.
Not enough for the Cupid.
Yeah. Arachne's diving, and she honestly should get away with this. Oh, but her rotated
the poison dots. She was relying on the dots. That's really smart play from Arachne. Actually, she realized how much damage she got.
Herc made
these dual laners are kind of fun. I like them. So the solo laners. Are
Yeah,
kinda
these
fun.
solo
I like
laners. Yeah, obviously the Herc didn't rotate as fast, but he definitely came and picked up. But this will be a gold 3 attempt. With
them.
Boulder
He can
down,
clean up. He can clean
Apollo
this up.
needs to be
He can
zoning
clean this
right
up.
now.
yeah, no one's even trying to stop the Herc. And now
Stop
Hunbats
him.
is rotating in.
Push him off it. Push him off it. Push him off it. No. Alright, there's a misplay from Hercules there. Big misplay. Hercules went for kills, and then we should have done was just driving strike the whole lot of them away from the Gold Fury. He could
Definitely.
have forced a reset with that, and then still potentially picked up a kill off that if he wanted to. He got the Earthbreaker onto one target, and then decided to focus that instead of just saving his mana for that driving strike, which would have been so much more useful for him, honestly. To just drive and strike the whole team into a stun. Even if he doesn't get them all out of range, the Gold Fury reset to probably the wrong target, and then they'll have to either drop it or probably die to the Gold Fury as a potential too. Makes it very, very risky for the team.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when you're playing Herc as well, and you're like you're
Shell.
maxing your driving strike. So
But picked up by Hercules.
I like Shell. I like Shell. I think that's a really good call on Herc because he's a team-orientated item. He's going to be on the front line for the most part of his team. He's going to be able to support his team with that even more. It combines really well with his mitigate wounds as well, just to keep him alive longer, to be able to regen back up as well. So I don't mind Shell. Like Shell, Blink, I think are two viable options for Hercules for the most part. The others are marginal. People still say meditation, but that's personal choice more than anything. But I still feel like Shell and Blink definitely have a big opportunity on Herc.
I think that Gold Fury was huge, actually. Whoa, what did we miss there?
Wow.
I think the Gold Fury was huge, though. The Apollo was 500 gold behind, and now he's dead even with his lane.
This feels like the closest game I've seen so far, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty back and forth. So the Hunbats is going to rotate in. I think he just doesn't respect Arachne's damage.
No, clearly not. He's actually 3 levels behind when he goes
Oh,
into
the
this
Herc
engagement.
backs off. The Herc backs off. That was miscommunication from their team.
Yep.
He also waited way too long to use his ultimate to get Arachne off of him.
Yeah, Arachne's just too strong at this point to just go 1v1. Bast should not be trying to 1v1, but she wasn't. I guess she was expecting Herc to follow up.
Yeah, I mean that was a combination of poor miscommunication. He also missed his Furious Monkey, and then I think after that he should have just backed off, but he elected to jump on top of the Arachne, and I think that was, even if the Herc was there, that was kind of dangerous.
I think the poison note for me from this one is definitely with how I've seen this one go. I'd say Scylla's had the best farming of the game. I think she's got to work on a team fight position a little bit more to make sure she doesn't get herself like picked to an extent. I know she's only 0-2, but I just feel like the time she's been picked, it's just been awkward positioning from her. Her farm's really good, and Vulcan, I feel like Vulcan's control this really well.
I think Vulcan has played
I just
really well.
don't think he got as much out of it as you can. As he could have unless Scylla getting picked again.
Oh,
in this
fantastic
mid lane.
pull by Sylvanas.
Yeah, but I was still getting picked again. This is just another example of what I saw there. I mean, her farm has been fantastic, and to stay even with this Vulcan, who's like put a lot of pressure onto her, has been really good. But just when it comes to team fight, she's been picked a little bit too much. That's for me anyway.
Yeah, but we do have Bagel 500 once again joining us, the coach for these two teams. Bagel, how you doing once again, man?
Hey, I'm back. What's up?
Not too much. Who is the star player for your team, or these players? But before we talk about that, I just want to say Apollo had a fantastic play over in left lane. Basically, beadsing at the perfect time to secure Cupid so he wouldn't get mezzed or stunned out from the Heart Bomb and Field of Love combo, and then picking up the kill. So how'd these teams do for you, Bagel? Who's your standouts?
I think the Sylvanas played really well. All of his ults hit like 3 or 4 people every single time.
Okay. Anyone else?
Like you guys said, Vulcan played really well. I think the Arachne played really well too. Got a lot off of her rotations.
It's one of those games where it looks like, how long does this game go on for? I mean, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a long one. It looks like Blue's starting to take the lead a little bit. No, he just cripples now.
It's 28 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I think Blue just starts to snowball because it looks like this Apollo, he had a bad laning phase against the Cupid, early laning phase, but it really looks like he's starting to dominate, and he's very confident. He feels very confident against the Cupid now when I'm watching him.
Did you get to listen to communications at all, Bagel, from either of these two teams?
A little bit. They were pretty normal. Not any standout players.
Who's making the primary shot calls for the team?
Nobody really, I don't think. I only listened to the losing team, which was Blue team.
Yeah.
It's always hard when you listen to the losing team because the comms generally do suffer quite a bit as the game goes on, just because
A lot of times
They're all
they're losing
down
because their comms aren't that great to begin with, though. I mean, that's
Possibly,
super
yeah.
important in team play.
Very, very true. Very, very true. So basically, it was the Vulcan, it was the Sylvanas for you. Any of us was the at all that you saw, Bagel?
I mean, all the players on red played really well, and I think even the Ymir played really well as well. His ability usage was really good. But yeah, the Sylvanas was outshined a lot of people, in my opinion.
Awesome. So Sabertooth Tiger it is. Thank you very much for joining us, Bagel. Guys, we'll be right back with some more Combine after this short intermission.